Hello, bonjour. Welcome back, everyone. It's been a while. How are you doing? Oh, wow. Thank you and bienvenue to all of you to a new episode of Explore France Live. In this episode, we are presenting you a collaboration with the Rouen Normandy Tourism and the Regional Tourism Board of Normandy. So thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to be back in France live. I'm Tiana, your host, and as usual, with Explore France Live. And for those of you who haven't uh, been with us in the past, Explore France Live is a series where we take you to the most renowned places of France and off the beaten path. Remote regions. So we're very excited to have you today, and we have such a pleasure of welcoming you to Rouen. So bienvenue. So before we start, I like to always check in with you. How are you doing today? Where you're tuning in from? Sandra, it's so great to see you back. Bonjour, bonjour. Say hello, everyone. Let's see who else is tuning in. Bonjour, Cathy. Thank you. From Las Vegas, de Las Vegas. How are you? Bonjour, Tina. Wow, fantastic. Chicago, how's the weather today over there? So, who else is here? Bonjour, Patty. Oh, oui, Illinois. How is everything? Great. Uh, Janine, hello. How are you from Missouri? So good to see you all. So as usual, please don't hesitate to share with your friends and your family. Here I see Nancy here who has lived in Rouen for 2 years and enjoyed it. Okay, so Nancy, I hope you're gonna share a little more stories with us right here. We're excited to hear more about your time in Rouen. Bonjour, Anita. Oh, this is so great. It's been such a long time. I know we all prepare. We're now, all preparing our vacations now. I hope everyone has been to France since we've seen each other or is going in the next few weeks, few months, few years. I hope this series has inspired you in the past. So okay, let's get started again. Welcome to Rouen, everyone. This is the native town of Maurice Leblanc, creator of Lupin. So this famous French city is dubbed the city of 100 bells chiming in the air. The city is opening the gate to us today. When you go to Rouen, every day of the hour brings a procession of colors that's constantly unveiled a different city. So, and making this city, this old French city, one of the most beautiful European cities. But don't take my word for it. Without further ado, I want to introduce you to our guest today, Yannick Bourgeon, who is from Rouen Normandy Tourism, and will share a few words with us about Rouen and where she plans on taking us on this virtual preview of this gem. Bonjour, Yannick.
Bonjour, Tiana. Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to see you back after those 2 years. I'm really glad to see you again. So I will tell you something more about Rouen today and all this heritage, because it's a city not far from Paris. It's only 1 hour and a half by car and 1 hour 15 minutes from Gare Saint-Lazare of Paris. So you can come whenever you want. Rouen is new, for example, for his historical heritage, with all those Renaissance, Gothic flamboyant monuments, and also this multicolored half-timbered houses. Naturally, we have the Gothic icon of the city. It's the cathedral, with its facade painted 29 times by Claude Monet. at different times of the day and different times of the year. It is a so famous series, Les Cathédrales. But other Impressionist painters settled also in Rouen to paint the other monuments, the other quarters of the city, but also the harbor and the industrial part of the city. Other jewels of the city, we have Saint-Maclou Church. It's really a masterpiece of Gothic flamboyant. It's like lace. It are little, it's so nice. You have to see it in real because it's very difficult to explain. Afterwards, we have the big clock. The Palace of Justice. It was also the Parliament of Normandy because the city, it was the capital of Normandy before, the historical capital of Normandy. And not least, but very important, the Old Market Square, where you have the modern church of Joan of Arc, in honor of this heroine who was burnt on the stake in 1431 on the same square. Our city is also a gourmet destination. So because we got the label UNESCO of Creative City of Gastronomy in November 2021, we have a lot of very good restaurants with young chefs and chefs. They transform local Norman products like scallops, cheese, cream, butter, apple. So you have the cider and Calvados liquor. And you have really to come. And I know that American people they like a lot French cuisine. We're going to take you also along the River Seine. It's called the Road of the Abbeys and the Fruit Road also, because you have a lot of orchards along the River Seine. And there also you have some very picturesque villages where also other Impressionist painters like Sisley and Pissarro settled to try to capture the influence of the light on the River Seine. Artistic more, we have a lot of museums in the city. They're all free. It's very important because we are one of the only cities where all the museums are free for entrance. And it's also the birthplace of a lot of very famous writers. For example, Pierre Corneille, Gustave Flaubert, and also a natural writer who is Michel Bussy. He writes a lot of thriller novels, and he's a specialist of Maurice Leblanc and Arsène Lupin. His first novel was based on the adventure of Arsène Lupin on the River Seine, and his book is called Code Lupin. You see this one, it's translated in several languages, and I'm sure you know him also in the United States. In fact, he is a specialist of Maurice Leblanc, but Maurice Leblanc is very famous in the city also. And now more with the series on Netflix with Omar Sy called Lupin. So Maurice Leblanc is the creator of Arsène Lupin, and he was born in the city of Rouen. And also he knew a lot the River Seine because he adored cycling along the River Seine until Jumièges, where you have the ruins of a very famous abbey of Jumièges, to visit his uncle and his aunt during the holidays. But I'm going to stop talking you about Maurice Leblanc. I will leave you with Lucie, she's an historian. She's just in front of the Fine Art Museum. And you have to know that the Fine Art Museum has a very nice collection of Impressionist paintings, the most important one after Paris. And she's waiting for you there to talk you a little bit more about Maurice Leblanc and Rouen. And I'm not sure, but each time she's speaking about Maurice Leblanc, a strange and bizarre person comes to interrupt her. We will see if it happens again today. See you later on.
Everyone, and welcome here in Rouen. This wonderful city established by the Seine has an incredible history. This is a place where Rollo the Viking created Normandy in the 10th century. This is a place where Joan of Arc sadly spent her last days in 1431. This is also the place where the famous painter Claude Monet painted his series of the cathedral in the 19th century. I could go on and on about all the many historical facts happenings here in Rouen, but today we are focusing on Maurice Leblanc, the creator of Arsène Lupin, or must I say the historiographer of Arsène Lupin. So Maurice Leblanc was born here in Rouen on the 11th of December 1864 from a family that belonged to the bourgeoisie of Rouen. We are right now just in front of the Museum of Fine Arts of Rouen, a place that Maurice Leblanc knew very well because he spent his entire childhood here.
Well. I see you know quite a bit about your subject, lady. What you're doing?
So we are making a documentary about Maurice Leblanc, the creator of Arsène Lupin.
Ah, interesting. You chose a very well spot. You know he used to live here for a very long time.
Yes, I
In the
know.
house over there.
Yes, that's what I was about to say.
Ah, you were speaking about him. Maurice Leblanc, the creator of Arsène Lupin. Well, my creator. That's right. It's me, Arsène Lupin. Enchanté. You see, I was hanging on in the surroundings. Anyway, we were speaking about my creator's house earlier. It is well located in front of the Fine Arts Museum. I imagine it inspired him to create my character due to the love for art and beauty.
Yes, well, okay. Let's go back to Maurice Leblanc. Thank you, sir. So this is the house where he lived during 15 years until the age of 24 when he decided to establish in Paris to begin his career as a writer and a journalist against the will of his father.
A rebel, I love it.
Yes. Okay, so back to Maurice Leblanc. Let's continue our tour in the city of Rouen on the footsteps of Maurice Leblanc.
Look at this! Wow! Wow! Beautiful! What beautiful sculptures! Oh, look, génial!
Please behave, let's go.
Okay. What's the name of the street?
This is Damiette Street. This is a street very well known for the antique shops.
Ah, I see that. Beautiful. What a beautiful church. Light Gothic, isn't it? Maybe 15th century.
Yes, it is. So Saint Maclou Church is one of the most beautiful Gothic churches we have in Rouen, and it's from the 15th century indeed. This church has inspired Maurice Leblanc a couple of times in his early first short novels. In one of them called The Gates of Saint Maclou, in which the priest of Saint Maclou Church tries to plane down some of the sculpted decoration of the gates, the wonderful gates that you see there, judging them too erotic or inappropriate. So this church appears also in the very first novel that Maurice Leblanc wrote. It was called Une femme, a woman. This is a novel where a young bride tries to meet lovers in the city of Rouen. So she's running around the city either to meet a lover or to flee from another one. And in one passage of this novel, this lady is so overwhelmed by all her adventures that she enters into Saint Maclou Church to catch her breath.
What a woman.
Yes.
And so are you. You deserve a reward for the quality of your tour guide on Maurice Leblanc.
Where did you get that?
Don't ask. It's better not to know. Wow, you've got some beautiful houses in this city.
Yes, of course. We have a lot of half-timbered houses here in Rouen from the 14th to the 19th century. Nearly 2,000 of them, imagine.
Wow, what a maze. It must not be difficult for the riffraff out there to escape the police in these tiny streets. Speaking of the devil, follow me, quick!
Okay, back to Maurice Leblanc. Let's enter into the Cathedral of Rouen to see some historical figures that inspired him.
Let's go in. No. Sorry, I've just seen the Archbishop of Rouen. We are not very friends to each other, so no. But I just seen the statue of Bonchos, the Cardinal Bonchos, who became the Archbishop of Rouen at the end of the 19th century, right before I was born, actually. Well, the second half of the 19th century was very full of promising person, wasn't it? And Bonchos, by the way, was the one at the origin of my first adventure, the Abbey's treasure. I guess my life would have been completely different without him. My first adventure with Josephine, the Countess of Cagliostro, my first love. Being 20 again. Oh, and I've just seen as well a splendid grave over there with two men represented on it.
Oh yes, this must be the tomb of the d'Amboise, the family d'Amboise. They were archbishops of Rouen at the very beginning of the 16th century, and George I d'Amboise, he imported Renaissance here in Rouen. And then his nephew succeeded him after his death.
D'Amboise?
Yes.
D'Amboise. It doesn't spell E-M-B-O-I-S-E by any chance?
No, you spell it A-M-B-O-I-S-E. Why?
No, never mind. It just reminds me of the identity I took to marry one of my many wives.
Okay.
But actually our destiny was quite different. Oh, wait a minute. This is the historian of Joan of Arc over there.
Yes.
She was a very important person in my adventure. Actually, she was one of the secret keepers of the Hollow Needle, the secret vault inside the rock alongside the coast of Normandy, where I kept my most valuable treasures.
Yes, and she has also her own chapel inside of the cathedral, just next to the tombs of Rollo the Viking and Richard the Lionheart.
I know them, both of them. They were very important in my adventures as well. They also were the secret keepers of the Hollow Needle, alongside with Caesar, the Roman chief in the antiquity, and the king, the famous king Louis XIV of France. Well, from Caesar to Lupin. What a nice lineage.
So we are now on the second floor of the tourist office of Rouen, in a wonderful building from the Renaissance, from the 16th century. And this is more precisely the place where Claude Monet painted one of his most famous series, the cathedrals.
The only one missing from a collection.
Okay, so look at the wonderful view we have on the Notre Dame Cathedral.
I see that some statues are missing as well on the facade. I don't say that I've never stolen pieces of art like this before, but when I do steal works like this, nobody realizes it because I replace them with copies.
Okay, well now let's go to discover another wonderful building of Rouen, and I'm sure you're gonna like it.
Okay.
So this is the Gros Horloge, one of the most famous monuments in Rouen.
I can see that. Oh, wait, this is the courthouse. Are you serious?
Yes. So we are now in front of the courthouse of Rouen. It's as beautiful inside and outside. It's a wonderful building from the beginning of the 16th century, from the Renaissance. So if you remember, we talked about the Archbishop Georges d'Amboise I, who brought Renaissance here in Rouen. So it's thanks to him that we have this wonderful building.
Ouais. I see you are quite happy with yourself bringing me here and will take the best of me. But nice try, nice try. You are not the first one to attempt to arrest me. You think the police hates me and wants me behind bars for good. But policemen love me. I've worked with them solving cases on several occasions when they themselves couldn't.
Monsieur Delangle,
Comment allez-vous?
très bien et vous?
Merci, ça va bien.
Très bonne soirée.
Merci vous aussi.
Au revoir.
I'm very well known here under many names. Sauvenou, Victor Rotin, Delangle. It's all one and the same person. Me, Arsène Lupin. The case of the girl with the green eyes. It was me. The case of Kesselbach. Still me. I was even once the chief of the detective service under the name of Lenormand. The president of the French Council himself hold me in high esteem. So nice try, but it's not today that someone will arrest Arsène Lupin.
Okay, so let's go back to Maurice Leblanc. Now that we have seen his city, let's now go to see where he used to spend his holidays.
Wait, are you speaking about the Seine Valley?
Yes, we're going in the Seine Valley, and as a tribute to one of the patients of Maurice Leblanc, we're gonna go using bicycles.
Oh, I'm coming with you. I'm a well-trained athlete.
Well, okay, it will bring back some memories to you.
Hello. So,
Hello again.
wasn't this wonderful? Oh my goodness. So, Yannick, look.
Yes.
Liza was commenting that she was really excited about having Mr. Lupin with us, and I was like just waiting for someone to comment because I was so excited when we first worked on this project, and when you told me about the story. This is one of the most fun production we've been doing, and I want to thank you so much for this. This is a wonderful adventure. I love it.
Yeah, it's a pleasure for me also, of course. It was fun. Yeah, it's really fun to talk about Arsène Lupin, Maurice Leblanc. I like it. I adore that history about this famous writer because, yeah, everyone knows Arsène Lupin more in Étretat with the needle and so on, but there are a lot of adventures of Arsène Lupin who are passing along the River Seine, and yeah, you will see it afterwards. I don't going to talk you too much about the River Seine, but you will see it afterwards.
Wonderful. More surprises for us. So in the meantime, thank you everyone for sharing your comments, but also if you have some questions for Yannick, we can take them right after our next adventure.
Yeah. So now they are going to hire their bike at the tourist office, because at the tourist office, just in front of the cathedral, you can rent bikes, so electric bikes or also normal bikes, and even for children. And so, yeah, do the same road that they will do afterwards. And also, if you are really, interact with Arsène Lupin and Maurice Leblanc, we also propose a treasure hunt at the tourist office. So to try to be more clever than Arsène Lupin. So if you come to Rouen with friends or with groups or your family, you can do a treasure hunt in the city of Rouen. So, and you can have it at the tourist office. So, but now I think they will have their bikes, so we can go again and see what's happening with Lucie and Arsène, I think.
All right.
Ça y est. Ah non,
We are now cycling along the Seine, crossing landscapes that Maurice Leblanc knew very well. Look, he probably saw this column dedicated to Napoleon I.
Napoleon I, what a great man,
Right?
just like me.
We are now on one of the 6 ferries helping people and vehicles to cross the Seine. We are now crossing the Seine from the right bank to the left bank to the wonderful village of La Bouille over there. So Maurice Leblanc knew very well the city of La Bouille. Speaking about his passion for bicycles, he would say, at the very beginning, I would cycle from Rouen to La Bouille, falling 30 times. But then he became very good at cycling.
The Seine, what a beautiful landscape. And what a souvenir. Some of my most unforgettable adventures took place here. A bit further downstream was the place where I went victorious against my arch-enemy, Holmlock Shears, who wanted to arrest me. And of course, the river supports the whole story of the Abbey's treasure, my first adventure. My skill grew up alongside the river, as well as my love for Josephine, or Josie as I like to call her. She claimed to be the daughter of a famous magus from the 18th century. We used to spend hours together, sailing languidly on a barge alongside the river. The whole history of the river enrolled us in delightful landscapes, where we would go walking arms round one another's waist. The Breton forest, the ruin of Jumièges, the abbey of Saint-Georges, the hillsides at La Bouille, Rouen, Pont de l'Arche.
As Maurice Leblanc wrote.
Right, he wrote so beautifully. Being 20 again, what a nice time. Oh my God, this is Jumièges.
This is Jumièges.
Thank you. It sure brings back a lot of memory. As I told you, their treasure made me who I am today. Actually, the whole territory belonged to the monks of Jumièges in the Middle Ages. These ponds, this wood, even a nice little mansion nearby. The abbey was very rich. Let's get a closer look at this superb monument, shall we?
Yes.
What a majestic architecture from the Middle Ages. It hardly changed since I first came here many years ago. The square looks a bit different though.
Yes, sure. So we are now in front of the Abbey of Jumièges. That was a very important place for Maurice Leblanc. It was important because his uncle used to live in that house just in front of the entrance of the abbey. So the young Maurice Leblanc spent all his summers here cycling around and playing into the ruins of the Abbey of Jumièges. It's very important for him. So there is a plaque on the house that is showing you that this place was important for him and that it inspired him to write his novel Countess Cagliostro. It's also written that this place was very important for him and that this is the place where he discovered the beauty of the nature interlacing with ruins. So today in the house that used to belong to Maurice Leblanc's uncle is the tourist office of Jumièges, and this is a place where you can borrow bicycles. And as a patron for Maurice Leblanc, you can pay a tribute to him by cycling around Jumièges. By the way, Maurice Leblanc wrote an entire novel about his passion. It's called Here Are Wings, and it is a real ode to bicycles.
Wow, this is even more beautiful than in my memory.
It is. The writer Victor Hugo, the man who wrote The Hunchback of Notre Dame, said that the Abbey of Jumièges was the most beautiful ruin in France.
Look at these stones. When you think some of them are more than 11 centuries old, that's impressive.
Yes, it is. So the Abbey of Jumièges was founded in the 7th century. It was one of the most powerful abbeys in Normandy during the Middle Ages. Today, as you can see, it is a ruin. We are right now in what used to be the main church of this abbey. It's called Notre Dame of Jumièges. So it's a ruin since the end of the 18th century during the French Revolution. During that time, French people were against any form of privileges. So they would attack the King of France, they were against the King of France and also against the church. So many churches and abbeys were destroyed during that time. Wait, what are you doing?
I'm looking for some secret pathways. You know, I didn't have the time to search extensively when I came here the first time, and I'm sure there is still some stuff left. The monks can't have taken everything. Indeed, I spoke about a treasure earlier. It is said that the monks here were the guardians of one of the most fabulous treasures of French history, the ransom of the King John II, the King of France in the 14th century. You may know him, he was the great-grandfather of the King Charles VII, the king who was helped by Joan of Arc, and he was once captured by the English army. France had to pay a huge amount of money, and the ransom was carried to England, through the river here, bit by bit, and the last part never reached England. Some people thought that the monks here kept this last part just in case.
Maurice Leblanc knew very well all the legends attached to this Abbey of Jumièges. He would love the legends. He would say that a legend is true while a tale is false, is created. So he would use legend in his own writings, for example, in the adventures of Mr. Lupin. So he really liked it. And speaking about the legend of the treasure of John II, kept by the monks, didn't you find a treasure here already?
Of course, my creator couldn't admit publicly that I found this treasure. So he imagined one, a new one, a fictional one, a huge and natural vault inside the ground, filled with diamonds. I remember it was dark, and I was a bit in a hurry, so I couldn't maybe take everything. Maybe there is still some diamond left in the ground. That was a rich abbey after all.
Yes, it was. Thanks to new technologies, today it's possible to see how this abbey used to be during the Middle Ages.
What a nice piece of technology! Yes, if I had this during my time, I could have gained a lot of money just by selling it. Can we see a precise time? Maybe we can spot where the monks hid the money.
Okay, give it back to me. Come on, give it back to me. Me? Thank you. So, I was saying, it's nice to see how it used to be during the Middle Ages. We found references of this abbey in the novels of Maurice Leblanc, including in some adventures of Mr. Lupin, more precisely in the novel Countess Cagliostro. In the 14th century, the King of France, Charles VII, used to come here to meet his lover, who was named Agnès Sorel. Unfortunately, Agnès Sorel died on labor here in a building that is not far from the abbey and that used to belong to the monks. It's called today the Manor of Agnès Sorel, and it's located in the Ménil-sous-Jumièges.
You were spoken about the Dame of Beauty, right? Yeah. I wish I could travel through time to meet the most beautiful lady of that time. Anyway, I've just found something quite interesting over there. I won't reveal what it is now, but I can promise you a little surprise just at the end.
Okay, well, let's move on. Let's continue this way. This passage is named after Charles VII because it is said that he would pass through this corridor to go out of the abbey to join his lover Agnès Sorel. This passage linked Notre Dame Church to St. Peter Church, that is a second church for this abbey of Jumièges. So St. Peter Church is the original church of the abbey. It was built during the 9th century. This church is very old and has probably seen the Viking coming here in the abbey to pillage it. So maybe the Vikings, when they came here, saw the fresco that is still on the wall over there. Maybe Maurice Leblanc saw this fresco as well. But yes, the Viking came here and pillaged this abbey, and unfortunately they stole a lot of treasure, a lot of golden artifacts in the treasure room of the abbey.
Treasure room?
The treasure
No way!
room. Yes.
I didn't have the time to investigate it last time. Let's go!
Okay, let's continue and go to see what's left of the cloister over there. So the cloister is really the heart of this abbey, and of course today is a ruin, but it has been used during the 19th century as a romantic place for lovers to come and have a little walk in here.
You know, I would have loved to walk in this garden with Josie, free from all the treasure hunt fever. But it was impossible. She was shaped to be this fierceful woman I met. Actually, we were too much alike. Always had to win. Yeah, I think it's why I was so attracted to her, and why I hated her at the same time. Hard souvenir. Let's talk about something else, if you don't mind.
Yes, please.
Look at what I found just earlier. It's a message written in code. Yes.
Yes?
It's similar to the one I saw in the Hollow Needle novel, Adventure. You can see figures and dots. See, the figures are only from 1 to 6. So I guess it represents vowels. If you put the corresponding letters and you fill the gap, you have this message. Look. So nearby the head of Peter.
Well, this is St. Peter Church.
Nearby the head is over there.
Yes, probably.
Let's go exploring. Let's go. A gate will appear on the way.
A gate.
Gate.
Over there, there's a gate over there.
Yes, a gate. Let's go. Okay. Gate, okay. Seize the left bar and pull up hard. Wait, the left bar. Over there. What do we have here? What a beautiful room. Late Middle Ages, I think. Look, there's a tunnel over there. Let's go exploring.
Where are we?
I don't know.
Is it the manor of Agnès Sorel?
No way.
The place where the lover of the King Charles VII died? I think it is.
I think it is too.
Should bring back some memories to you.
Yeah, It brings back some memory.
This building used to belong to the monks of the Abbey of Jumièges. Wait, what was the enigma saying again? The stone in the backyard?
Yeah.
Well, it should be this way. Let's go to
Let's
see.
go.
Wait, where is the stone?
I don't know.
The stone that used to hide the treasure of the monks. It used to be here. I've read it in your adventures.
Yeah, I know.
Should be there. Where is
Wait
it?
a second. Come with me. I know where the stone is.
Really?
Yes. Here it is, the keystone entrance to the fabulous treasure of the monks.
This is it. This is the stone of the queen.
Exactly. Look here. There is a hint, the clue to find it. It's written in Latin. Ad lapidem currebat odim regina. What a foolish way to express the fact that the queen used to run to this stone in the past. Anyway, I was smart enough to solve this mystery. Look, if you take the first letter of each word, you've got a new word.
It gives A-L-C-O-R, Alcor?
Alcor, exactly, which is also a star, one of the stars of the constellation of the Big Dipper. Thanks to that, I was able to locate this stone. Anyway, my first adventure, ended here with this stone. You know that now, my new life, my real life, began. Burglar, thief, deceiver, cheeky, player, but also a deep romantic gentleman. Well, Arsène Lupin. I won't add too much about that. If you want to know more, just read the novels from my creator. He wrote very faithfully all my adventures.
You mean he created you?
Exactly. Anyway, thank you very much for this nice visit. You deserve a reward for the quality
Again?
of your guiding.
Wait, this is mine.
Exactly. Thank you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this journey in the footsteps of Maurice Leblanc and with an unexpected guest. And I hope to see you very soon here in Rouen and in the Seine Valley.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Yannick. What a wonderful tour. We have here great comment. Lisa loved it. Absolument. Mille fois merci. Well, we hope to see you there soon, Lisa. This was fantastic, Yannick.
I hope you enjoyed this time passed with Lucie and Arsène Lupin, and I hope everyone who looked at it had some inspiring ideas to bring their clients to Rouen, because we have Maurice Leblanc and Arsène Lupin, but we have a lot of other ideas to bring your clients to our city. For example, in the footsteps of the Impressionists, the highlights of the city, also more on gastronomy. It's called Rouen Gourmand, so Rouen Gourmet. And we have English-speaking guides that we can provide you to tell you everything about the city, and our commercial department, and of course also me. It will be a pleasure for us to give you some ideas and to help you to come to our destination.
Fantastic. And we had a question, I think, from Andrew, who was asking about the bike rentals. So do they all offer helmets as well at
Yeah, everything is rent with it. So the helmet and also the bags to put on the bike, everything is included in the rental. You can rent them online on our website. So in Rouen and also in Jumièges. So you can go with the bike to Jumièges and then leave the bike in Jumièges if you want to, and then go further on, or come back with the bus if it's too far to go return. So yeah, everything is possible.
Fantastic. Do they have also? So how is the terrain? Is it mostly flat? Do we have hills,
No,
valleys?
it's mostly flat. So yeah, it's all around the river Seine. So the only thing was a little bit more difficult is when you arrive in Jumièges, when you go from Jumièges to the outside of Jumièges to have it's called Avenue Verte. It's a cycle road. Expect to go back to Duclair. There's a little hill to cross up, but if you have electric bikes, it's no problem.
All right. Oh, so you're renting electric bikes
Yeah,
too?
yeah, of course. Yeah.
I love them.
Everyone can cycle on the Seine à vélo.
Okay. Deborah is asking, how far is it from Rouen, Jumièges to Rouen?
It's about 20 kilometers from Rouen to Jumièges. Yeah, and when you cycle from Rouen to Jumièges, you have also La Bouille, who is very nice. You saw it when on the video, so it's very nice.
Okay. So a little bit over 10 miles. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
that's it. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead. I was just gonna.
Yeah, I just wanted to say also that if they want to, come at certain moments of the year, we have a lot of events also going on. And this year we will have at the end of May, but it's every year, the festival of Joan of Arc, because Joan of Arc was burned on the stake in the city of Rouen, but we commemorate it every year. And the old city becomes again a medieval city with all kinds of activities for children, families, for older people. Yeah, during four days, the city becomes medieval again, and with the Joan of Arc also. So that's at the end of May. And if they want to already to program for next year we will have from the 8th until the 18th of June, a gathering of the most famous tall ships all over the world. They will come to the harbor of Rouen during 10 days, and there will be festivities every day. And for people who adore Impressionism, in 2024, we will have again the festival Normandy Impressionism. So it goes from about April until November, and with each time a very nice exhibition at the Fine Arts Museum in Rouen.
I'm looking forward to that. So everyone, before we started, I was trying to convince Yannick on doing another live on Impressionism. Please help me here in convincing her that we'd like to see Impressionism in Rouen. That would be wonderful. But all of this is wonderful. So I'm not sure if you all noticed, but we posted all the links to these events that Yannick mentioned, the Joan of Arc celebrations, the Rouen Armada, the Impressionist Festival, and we also put links to the bike rental and the Seine by bike right there. So yes, Lisa is saying yes, les impressionnistes. Great idea, Lisa says. No,
yeah, and you even can come and try to paint like Monet in the place where he was settled to paint the cathedrals of Monet. So there is an artist who, tries to tell you how he painted the fashion of painting Impressionism, and then afterwards you can try by your own to paint in front of the cathedral of Claude Monet.
Isn't that an experience wonderful? Wow. Yes.
And in the evening, you can eat because we propose also Impressionist dinners, because Claude Monet was a very good painter, but also he loved to cook. So we have also menus inspired of the recipe book of Claude Monet. Yeah, you like Impressionism? We have all you need to be glad to come to Rouen.
Fantastic. Patty is asking, what are the dates for 2024? I think it's throughout the year, right? Or you have a starting date for the festival?
Yeah, I don't have the exact dates, but it's from it's going on from April most of the time until the end of October. So it's during several months. So yeah, it's easy to plan coming during that period. And the exhibition most of the time is during all that period.
Wow, so much going on in the city of Rouen. I mean, the heritage, the culture, the gastronomy. Someone was mentioning earlier about Calvados, and I mean that is a staple in itself in Rouen. So, and all these events. I think I think I mean, I'm going next. Who is coming with me? Let's all go and visit Yannick.
Yeah, no problem.
Because she's
I'm
a
there. I will be there.
yes, she's a wonderful host. I don't know if you all agree with me, but this was such a wonderful presentation, Yannick. Thank you so much for welcoming us to Rouen and bringing us this superb adventure with Mr. Lupin.
But he will wait for you. Come and you will see him. So we're waiting for you, really. And if you need some more information or pictures for your programs, just send me a mail. I will be glad to send you everything you need.
Thank you. One last question by Mary. Do you have Calvados tours?
Yeah, also. You can have Calvados tasting, cider tasting also. And also we have a sort of visit inside of the center of the city because Rouen has a lot of good addresses also to do some tasting. And you have, tasting of cider, Calvados, but also cheese. We have the Neuchâtel cheese not far from Rouen. So it's in a hard form. So, and it's very good.
Yummy. Yes, this is a very yummy cheese. Okay, we are moving to Rouen. I hope you have space for us, Yannick.
No problem. No problem. We have everything you need.
Thank you so much again for everything. Thank you, Yannick, and your team at Rouen Normandy Tourism. Thank you as well to the team at Normandy Tourism, Valérie, and thank you to your production team, Yannick. They were wonderful. This was such like, how am I going to top this off next? How am I going to do it? So we have to all go back to Rouen.
Okay. No, but just if you need something, like they say, just whistle. Okay.
Thank you all. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in with us. I hope you enjoyed this. So I will publish soon the date of our next event, and we are going to Notre Dame, not exactly the place where Notre Dame is located in Paris, but to another secret place where we can find Notre Dame. So I hope you tune in to our page for the announcement. And I'm looking forward to see you again. And in the meantime, take care of yourself and enjoy the rest of your day. Merci à tous. Encore merci beaucoup. Merci Yannick. Au revoir.
Bye. Bye.